You're still watching The Fourth Estate, and welcome to this last segment. Our guest tonight is Brenda Nabukenya, re-elected Member of Parliament for representing Luweero. She's a member of the Democratic Party, but managed to rally every leader of every opposition party, or the major opposition parties, and also the former Vice President, who is a member of the National Resistance Movement, to go and campaign for her in the election that was held on Thursday last week. Because Sunday is the first day of the week. So Thursday last week, and you are going back in Parliament. You take an oath a second time.
Yes. Very
costly process that gets members of Parliament. And I wonder about the value of Parliament. We have debated that with Chris several times here. Let's go back to the question of, do you feel that your victory gets the roots of the opposition deeper into Luweero? Luweero was traditionally a UPC-DP constituency. Over the last about 35 years, the NRM has taken root from the time of the time President Museveni decided to launch his guerrilla war in Luweero. He's tried to win people over, but now you go back and win. And the question Chris was raising, who has gained the ground? Is it DP? Is it FDC? Is it UPC? Who is the opposition? Because the opposition, you stand on different platforms, you support different ideologies, but they rally behind you to enable you get this win.
Actually, I must say that in this second by-election, because we had the first one, and we were divided as the opposition. There were several candidates. So it looked like more of a Brenda campaign, and I got attached to the people to some extent. And there was support for an individual, because it also brought in some people from the NRM.
Who supported you?
Yes, the mayor of Luweero was...
That was in 2011 campaign?
No, the first by-election, yes, in 2011. So I enjoyed a lot of support from the NRM people. And I won that election. But the second by-election has been bigger, I must say, because it ceased to be Brenda as a candidate, but the issues. And whoever came around to speak about those issues was listened to. And you could see demands from the people that we need an alternative. We need a leader. We've had so many pledges. I must say that the world has had so many land wrangles. We have the issue of veterans. We've had issue of...
The groups that keep camping around Parliament.
Yes,
every few months they come and camp around Parliament or camp around State House.
Yeah, those issues have existed in Luweero for a long time. So our people want answers. And it looked like they had a whole group of leaders who are willing to listen and also offer solutions, maybe in the next government.
What kind of solutions can you offer them?
Of course, the thing is, a government is supposed to deliver services to its people. We've seen President Museveni in Luweero telling these people that if you vote Brenda, a DP person, you're not going to receive any services. When he knows his duty is to do what? To offer services to Ugandans, regardless of their support or no support for him. So you can see that these people are listening, and they...
So why do you think that that message did not sync with the people and they agreed with the president? Because you organized the president's birthday. You said he was 73 years. I don't know if by your calculation how old he is now, and if you haven't organized another birthday for him. But if the president could come and campaign and had a huge rally in Luweero, had a huge rally, I think, around Wobulenzi, and he said, you have been misled. You have followed the wrong people. You would have been a good girl if you hadn't been. Why do you think those messages didn't sync with the population that supported him, both in the war and after the war?
But I think the president was misled also in one way or the other. He wasn't very hands-on with the issues of our people. Because if the president is, I think, the supreme, when it comes to a campaign, I think people should be listening to him. But when you come and you send your message and he never sings, you know there's a problem. And I think he came to where he said so many things, like you said, but the people are like, no, we want Brenda. There's a reason.
You see, Charles, if we look at a by-election, this one, to try to understand what happens, we may get lost. there's no by-election that was as resounding as the one of Abdul Katuntu when it was called a poisonous mushroom. And
against Kivejinja, Kironda.
Against Kivejinja. And the whole country was buzzing. Yeah. You know, the opposition is able to show it. And Katuntu came out in a very brutal election. Luweero wasn't as brutal as Zibugwe County. We have seen several by-elections where opposition actually get to win. You saw Nibushenyo Odo Tayebwa coming in.
Kasese with Winnie Kiza.
Yes.
Kasese, there were tankers in Kasese. We have always discussed the by-elections. I don't read
Jinja Municipality East.
Yes, I don't read much into them because a by-election, the opposition is able to go into one area. But when you bring a national election where they are stretched, they are still thin. So I want to look at these issues. What makes politics dynamic? For the NRM, it is very clear. It is signed that government programs are not being monitored, they are not evaluated, they are just rolled out for people to benefit. Luweero has been assigned money and loads of money, but there is no impact on the ground. Yes. That is very much known. If NRM was thinking, if they wanted to deliver, they would be having monitoring mechanisms for their programs. And Museveni would have problems in Luweero. Because indeed he has a ministry for Luweero Triangle, he has veterans money, he has everything in Luweero. Why isn't it reaching the ordinary person? Because the NRM politics has been built around politics of money. You know, people get in there, try to get what they want for themselves. And if it continues that way, then the NRM is going to find itself overstretched that the overall economy now will suffer. Because they will have to always use money. In Luweero, I'm told some 400 million was stolen in a lodge. Can you imagine?
How much?
400 million stolen in a lodge in this by-election. Then you wonder, 400 million, those are 3 UPE schools, full. But you can see the money is available for electioneering. It's not available for service delivery. So when you see Bukenya coming in, I think increasingly how NRM handles its internal matters has led to vicious intra-party conflicts that instead of looking at the opposition as a problem, the NRM has problems within itself and it pretends to be together. So there's a story we used to read, you know, those days when primary school was primary school, not UPE. There was this story we read in P3, P4, when the lion was sick. So the lion announced that he was sick and he wanted animals to visit him.
And he was the king of the jungle.
He was unable to go hunting. So he said, I'm sick. But you know a lion survives on it doesn't eat grass. It eats other animals. So the animals came to see the king sick. Elephants, buffaloes, all of those animals, you know, the cheetahs, they would all go to see the lion. But Mr. Hare came as one of the animals to come and see the hare.
The king?
The king, the lion who was sick. So he reaches there and says, but I see all of footprints are going one direction. I haven't seen other footprints coming out. Entering there seems to be a problem. You see the hare that survived. By questioning that how come all animals have been coming to see the lion who was sick, can they all be inside that place? There are many animals in the jungle. Why are they all inside? They are not coming out. I'm not entering. Meaning that these animals were being devoured. So in NRM, increasingly, President Museveni announces, I'm about to retire. And then the fellows come and they are chopped. The other day you are discussing.
They are devoured.
Remember the campus, I only saw one chopped. Increasingly, people are saying,
we're running out of time. We need to get out of here.
When you try to bring something here, there's something which
you can't survive.
Yes, so when the story of when the lion was sick is applying in NRM, when the president was getting old and the succession is started, the casualties were very many. Maybe Kenya is going to become Mr. Hare.
There are no return footprints.
They are not returning.
But Brenda, let me just ask one question. I was in Luweero, specifically in Wobulenzi, a week before your nomination. And I stopped by one of the markets. And there is hardly anything being sold in that market. Yes, there are these shoes, plastic shoes they call nigina, a lot of mangoes. There is no food. I'm just wondering, you representing a constituency of people who are so close to the city. It's an hour's drive from here to Luweero. And the level of poverty remains at that level, regardless of which side of the political ideology you belong. You must be thinking and trying out solutions to deal with that question of poverty. What are you, beyond Besigye, Muntu, Otunu, Mao, Kivumbi, Mathias Impoga, and others sitting with you, and Wafula sitting with you, what exactly are you putting on the ground to say, this is what we can do beyond coming here to ask for your votes?
First of all, I want to bring a clear picture of what Luweero was before maybe the war or right now. We were a coffee district whereby people do a lot of coffee and people were earning, like someone who goes to an office every day. Because me, myself, my family, they were great coffee farmers and we had a lot of land, a lot of coffee, and my mother, and they all went through school because of that coffee. And when we came into war, there was a shift. We didn't have people farming for 5 years. So after the war, when people returned to Luweero, you could see that there was a shift from growing coffee to subsistence farming, people farming what to eat, not to sell. And it really led to less productivity.
But that war ended 30 years ago.
Yes, you must know that if you have a war in an area, there are results or effects. We had a generation that was taken, stolen to fight as young soldiers. They came back as drunkards. We lost people. So when you get out of the war, you have to go through several things to settle again. And I think after the Luweero War, there was no opportunity for the people in Luweero to like come, be rehabilitated. I didn't see any of such happening.
When government put a ministry dedicated to Luweero Triangle?
Yes, I know the ministry and I know the minister, but there have not been any projects specifically to rehabilitate agriculture, to do...
But you see, Brenda, as an MP, I'm a bit provoked by it. You are looking at it at the Luweero level. And that's one of
no,
the...
I want to go beyond that.
One of the problems, Charles, this country has suffered is failing to understand our problems historically, where they come from, and therefore we need to move. You want to talk about war. You talk about Luweero being a coffee area, and that was the UPC time. But the Luweero thinks UPC was a bad government. They said, welcome NRM. When you talk about the war, since '86, Luweero has been at peace. The North has been in war.
The East was in war.
In war.
You know, parts of the West were in war.
Do you know what Kampala was saying? There was actually, why did they provoke government?
Okay.
No, it was actually
so
war.
I'm afraid we need to allow her to...
This war is including coming to our doorsteps.
Okay.
And then we're
going to end the show. Can we just allow her a minute to summarize?
No, I am still...
No, with the question...
Yes, because our time is out. We need to get out of here. So,
other than just getting a salary in parliament, more perhaps an iPad and a car, what tangible change do you think you're being MP
okay.
bring to Luweero?
Yeah, if you just answer that and we get out of here.
I must say that there's been a tough time in Luweero for the people. And I must say that moving away from the 1980 war to 86 to then rebuild themselves and be functional and be productive in agriculture, it has taken some time. Right now, yes, I must say, because it has been done as themselves. I must say that the institutions of this country were killed. People serve individually. You find that the president must come to the world to promise. You've seen him moving around the country, giving sacks of the youth.
Okay, I'm afraid our time is out. We need to get out of here.
I am saying that the general impact of killing institutions in this country has strongly impacted.
Is the demo place, is the demonstration
of course,
of the day.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Brenda, for making time for the show. And once again, congratulations on your victory, on your second chance, and we'll be watching closely to see how this second chance works to make the people of Luweero better. Chris, thank you very much.
On my part, I have no faith in you MPs. But congrats for you, you have joined them for a big job.
She has rejoined them because she's been there already. Thank you very much to you all our viewers for joining us tonight. And do join us again next Sunday for yet another exciting discussion right here on The Fourth Estate. Good evening.